Holy smokes. It is actually present tense, the year 2020. What is up, guys? I am Mike, the Madman Mohammed, the world's most inconsistent YouTuber, and I am here to talk about my reasoning why the year 2020 is going to be one hell of a year. I'm pretty sure whoever you are, if you're a gamer in any sense, there's at least one or two or three games in 2020 where you are going to feel as if you have to get these games. You've been looking forward to these games, you've been waiting for them. Maybe it's Final Fantasy VII Remake, maybe it's The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, maybe it's Doom Eternal, maybe it's Cyberpunk 2077, maybe it's the Resident Evil 3 remake. There is just, like, that's only scratching the surface, man. Halo Infinite, frig, man. Dying Light 2. Oh man, there are way too many games coming out in 2020. 2020 may just be the most Animal Crossing if you're into that. No More Heroes 3. 2020 may just be this year may very well end up like trumping 1997 as like the greatest year in the history of video games in like a very long time, like a super long time. This might trump that year. Because, my God, man, we are getting games this year. And on top of getting some incredible, fantastic games this year, another thing that we're going to be getting this year are the new consoles. And now that we are in the beginning of 2020, the old decade has gone past us, the old year has gone past us. We've had some excellent games this past decade, in the year 2019. I'm still working on some of those 2019 games. I'm still playing some of these games from 2019, man, because there was a lot of games I bought in 2019 that I still haven't had the chance to beat some of them. I'm still playing through them. And like, going forward, when we look at the situation here, I'm gonna make a little bit of an argument to you guys. A little bit of a rational, how do I put this? A rational idea to put forward to you, the viewer, in terms of deciding what you should do with your money in the year 2020. Because, of course, we are going to have the launch of the PlayStation 5. Of course, we are going to have the Xbox One World Trade Center, the huge singular tower console, the world's biggest fucking console ever from Microsoft, and we very well likely will have an announcement of the Nintendo Switch Pro coming as well in 2019. So all in all, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening this year. Definitely a year to kind of, you really got to budget that money this year, man. This year's going to be rough. Last year I thought was rough, man, but even though I knew last year was rough in terms of like a lot of games I wanted to buy, man, this year is fucking rougher. This year's going to be a lot fucking rougher, man. This year's going to be a lot rougher and tougher, man. This year it's going to be like, holy fuck, where is my bank account? This year is like the repo man is going to show up to your house like, aight, nig, give me those fucking games. You didn't pay your bills, bitch. You guys might just see me in the middle of making a YouTube video get dragged out by the fucking repo guys. No, I pre-ordered too many games. But let me give you guys a little bit of my advice this year. This year, 2020, there are going to be some great games. Buy those games, play those games, love those games. However, allow me to implore you of something. Allow me to implore you of something. What if I told you that rather than spend your money on a brand new PlayStation 5, on a brand new Xbox Series X, or the new box, or whatever the fuck it's called, or even to spend your money on a Nintendo Switch Pro, rather than spend your money on any of those things, let me say that in this year, 2020, the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, there has been no better time than now to join the Master Race, the original prime Master Race of PC. It is time, boys and girls. It's time to stop console plumbing. It's time to stop living your life in abject fucking peasantry. It's time to step up. It's time to build a PC. And if you already have a PC, it's time to upgrade your PC, man. This is the year, man. I'm definitely going to be building a new PC this year. Personally, what I'm going to be doing first is building a new case, motherboard, fans, power supply, RAM, all that shit. Get all that going, and then I'm just going to transfer my GPU from my current build into the new box. And I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to do with that old fucking PC now. Probably put a really old graphics card in there and sell it off for like $10, man. Not even kidding. Oh man, my current PC is old, guys. It's super fucking old. I haven't built a PC in like years and years. Oh, and let me say this. Here's the reason why you should build a PC in the year 20 of our Lord Jesus Christ 2020 if you haven't already, or upgrade your PC. Because I'm starting to... Okay, here's the thing. There are four bases technically, to hit here. What's going on with Sony, what's going on with Microsoft, what's going on with Nintendo, and what's going on with the Master Race. So, first of all, what's going on with Sony? What's going on with Sony right now is that I am picking up on a trend. And it's true, the PlayStation 5 may be like a 9 teraflop build. It might be like... It could be having complete backwards compatibility, ray tracing, all that good stuff. Everything. I'm not going to repeat everything we've heard about the PlayStation 5. Mainly, I'm going to focus on that backwards compatibility part. What is going on in terms of that is that if you have a PlayStation 4, or if you possibly held on to your PlayStation 3 or whatever, got some of those PSN Classics games, I would suggest in the year 2020 and possibly even 2021, just stave off, maybe until there's a must-have PlayStation exclusive title for PlayStation 5. Because I really don't think that it's worth, like, buying a 500 American, hopefully not 600 American, that would be nuts. That would be like $700 in Canada. Like, hopefully they don't do that. It's not that steep of a price, but to spend, let's even be modest. Let's say $400 to $500 on a brand new console in this year. Okay, here's the thing. It's kind of like buying a PS4 Pro was in 2017. Because the PS4 Pro came out, and how you had to look at it as someone buying it was like, certain games are going to be better, and there's going to be certain enhancements for the games you already have, but not the biggest enhancements ever, but the tangible enhancements. Things like the frame rate being more steady or higher in general, higher resolutions, better performance of your games overall, just little stuff like that. That's what you were getting into if you bought a PS4 Pro in 2017. For me, I don't know if I've told the story before, I literally gave in a broken-ass PS4 and got store credit towards a PS4 Pro. That's how I got mine. So yeah, fuck you, EB Games, or should I say, fucking GameStop. But yeah, Sony, what I'm noticing is that all of their games, the true Sony exclusives, really seem to be drying up. Death Stranding was thought to be a PS4 exclusive, and now we know it's coming to PC this year. Final Fantasy VII, I mean, we kind of always knew this wasn't going to be a sole PS4 exclusive, but it was play it first on PlayStation 4, right? So we knew that was a thing. We know there's a PC version coming. We know there's probably a PS5 version coming. Things like, we're getting games like Detroit Become Human coming to PC. Like, a lot of these games, I'm trying to just count the games that aren't coming to PC. Spider-Man, it's owned by Sony. That's the whole thing in and of itself. God of War, again, Santa Monica Studios, subsidiary of Sony. That's a whole thing in and of itself. And Bloodborne, which was sort of a thing between Miyazaki and Sony. And besides that, like, a lot of these games that were at one point, we're kind of switching out of the exclusives on PlayStation mode into, like, these kind of timed exclusives seem to be becoming the trend. It's like, okay, yeah, let's say there's a must-have game that you must play. Let's suppose for you that game is Final Fantasy VII Remake, let's say. Or The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, whatever the case may be. Let's suppose those games will always, not even supposing they're always going to be on PlayStation, whether it's 4 or 5, they're always going to be kind of like first on PlayStation for a year, let's say, and you just must play it as soon as possible. In these cases, yeah, okay. This may be a reason to tip you into buying a PlayStation 5. If that's a real thing for you, it sort of isn't for me. Like, I bought the PS4 for different reasons than just Final Fantasy 7, so that's why I'm going to buy it first on PlayStation 4, because I'd rather just play it right away. It's episodic anyway. You're going to buy this fucking game again, so whatever. That's something I'm willing to do for an extremely rare case like Final Fantasy VII Remake. But most of these games now, you may as well wait for the PC version, PS5 version, and that trend may continue in the PlayStation 5. Maybe games will be announced as times exclusives for PS5, and then they'll come to PC in like a year. If it's not the most important game in the world to you, maybe wait for it to come on PC. You can hook up your PC to a TV, you can run gamepad, mouse and keyboard, whatever the hell you want. You have total versatility with a PC. And you're not limited by only that platform and what's available on that platform, right? And giving into the whole paying for online PS Plus, paying for online Xbox Live, even Nintendo now. Why not just build a PC? And then you don't have to pay for all that online extra shit, man. And now, let's talk about Microsoft. Here's the thing. I'm going to predict, coming out the gate, it's going to be a pretty good year for Microsoft. They're going to launch a brand new console, and it's going to be powerful, and they're going to have Halo Infinite as a launch title for this console. I think it's pretty much impossible for this not to have at least some amount of, like, good revenue, like, just winning in general for Microsoft. It's hard to not look at 2020 as kind of the year the Microsoft fans have really been just kind of waiting, like total fucking irradiated green skeleton, waiting for fucking games. Like, they have been waiting for this new Halo game for quite some time. Please, let's just all respectively just let the Microsoft guys have this moment where they finally got a fucking game. Just let them have it, just let them enjoy it, let them ride that train until the no games train returns. But yeah, Halo Infinite will probably be good. And again, here's the thing though. If you build a PC, a sufficiently powerful PC as well, you could play Halo Infinite in as good quality or better than the Xbox X and play it on the more efficient control scheme of mouse and keyboard, which now I'm going to get into this discussion because that's a whole next video. Mouse and keyboard is going to trump gamepad for first-person shooters every single time. So, pretty much all Microsoft exclusives seem to be always coming to Windows. And it's not like even a timed exclusive, it just comes to Windows now. This seems to be the new philosophy they're going with. They're like, look, man, if you want to buy a console, cool. But I think Microsoft's demonstrating they really don't care that much about the console market. They're starting to understand that a lot of people are choosing to go on PC. So I think they're choosing now to say, okay, we're losing money now because there's a lot of people who are building a PC and they don't see enough reason to buy a console. So let's just sell these games on PC as well to get that extra revenue stream from those people who just have a PC and don't have an Xbox. For those reasons, I see, unless you are just the most die-hard green cap Mountain Dew Master Chief on a Doritos bag Xbox fan on planet Earth, you probably don't need to buy an Xbox. You probably really don't need to buy an Xbox. Microsoft probably doesn't even care if you buy an Xbox. If we're being straight up, going from the behavior we're seeing from Microsoft right now, from Phil Spencer, they don't seem to mind if you build a PC. They don't seem very hell-bent in the same way Sony, I would say, used to be hell-bent on getting you to buy their console. Still, Sony is definitely beating them in terms of the whole buy a console thing. But I mean, Microsoft has game studios for days now. I'm sure they're going to be fine in terms of developing all kinds of different games, different types of games that are going to be available on Xbox and PC. So the reason why to not buy an Xbox, everything's going to be on PC anyways, and if you build a super powerful PC, you can run them even better than the brand new, just dropped in 2020 Xbox. So how about them apples? And my third point of discussion, the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to predict that 2020 is not going to be the greatest year in the Nintendo Switch's history. In fact, it may end up being the worst year in the Nintendo Switch's history in terms of money that Nintendo's going to be making. And I say that as a Nintendo fan, it's just a realistic expectation to have. If I was one of the executives at Nintendo, I would reasonably expect that this is not going to be the best year in our company, but we can still do well if we play the right cards. I think a good card to play now would be to drop that Switch Pro. I think now is the time. And for me personally, at this point in time, the decision to get a Switch Pro is literally going to be 4K 60 FPS or no? 4K 60 FPS or no? Or even just 4K at all? Or more specifically, let me be super specific here. Super Smash Brothers in 4K 60 FPS. If you can give me Super Smash Brothers in 4K 60 FPS, I'll buy a Switch Pro. I'll bite the bullet. Just for that. And that's me personal. Maybe Smash Brothers doesn't matter to you as much. For me, 4K 60 FPS Smash, I'm good. You can have my money. That's really just this exact point where I draw the line. 60 frames, 4K Smash Brothers. If you can give me that, alright. I'll buy your fucking new Switch. The Switch Pro, whatever it is. If there is no tangible upgrade to previous older games, that changes my whole decision-making process a lot, and that really makes me, if I'm ever going to get a Switch Pro, to delay that purchase probably by several years, probably by a lot. Like, let us suppose a hypothetical situation. Let's say it's announced that Metroid Prime 4 and Breath of the Wild 2, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, will be running a lot better, or possibly in 4K or whatever the case may be, on the Nintendo Switch Pro, the Switch 2. The Switch Plus, I should say. It's not a sequel to the Switch, it's kind of an upgraded Switch. If that is the case, then I'm going to really sit long and hard and be like, yeah, I'm going to wait till like 2021 when the new Zelda or the new Metroid comes out, because I do not think this new Zelda game or this new Metroid Prime game is coming out in 2020. I think that's 2021. I think that is definitely... I think Zelda is like early 2021, and Metroid Prime 4 is possibly late 2021. Or mid. Yeah, for me personally, I don't care about Animal Crossing. I do not demand 4K or better performance from No More Heroes. I haven't even played the other games in that series, but I want to play it. I want to get caught up on the story and then play No More Heroes 3. Yeah, like, in general, it's just not looking like the greatest year for Nintendo. There's no big brand new generation of Pokemon coming. Is there a Mario coming? Maybe. Maybe that could be a thing. Maybe they'll announce Mario Odyssey 2 in a direct this month or next. I don't know if that's a thing. But it won't influence my decision to buy a Switch Pro. I can play Mario in 1080p. Fine. Yeah, I'm really having a hard time. Shin Megami Tensei 5? Alright, if we're going to talk about Shin Megami Tensei 5, and the Atlas devs have tweeted out this is coming in 2020, if there are significant improvements to Shin Megami Tensei 5 with a Nintendo Switch Pro, then that might just be the hook that gets me along. But 4K 60 FPS, it's a done deal for Smash Brothers. That's what the Switch Pro has. So for me, the Switch Pro has gone over the time as being something I really want. In 2019, if you gave me a Switch Pro, I would have bought it, man, because I would have looked at it as like, now I'm going to be able to play all these new games coming out in better quality. But now I'm already used to playing these games in base Switch quality. And I'm used to it, and I'm okay with it. And I'm not really even super demanding any game to be running significantly better besides Smash Brothers. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, The decision now to get a Switch Pro over getting a PC, kind of weak. Not much incentive for me. I'm okay with playing Pokemon as it is, or Smash, or whatever other games, man. Like, Astral Chain would be cool in 4K, but, like, you know, it's just not the biggest deal to me at this point because I've already played it in 1080p, and I'm cool with it. So, yes, Nintendo is going to have to really work me on this Switch Pro. They're going to have to really show me that if this Switch Pro is coming in 2020, it's going to whip ass. It's going to be a strong version of the Switch, much stronger than the current Switch, and worth the money. Because otherwise, I doubt that I'm going to jump on this Switch Pro train. Okay, so I've talked about the state of Nintendo now. Now, let us talk about the state of the PC Master Race. State of the PC Master Race is now solid state drives. If you look at the NVEM, they're better than they've ever been before, solid state drives. If you look at graphics cards, again, the NVIDIA 2080 series and the new Titan, all that shit, like better than it's ever been before. PC gaming, basically now, you can, if you buy a monstrous PC, you can do like 4K 60, and these consoles are promising 4K 60, but at what cost? At what drawback? There's only so much you can get out of a $500, $600 machine, or even a $600, or even an $800 machine that you're selling at a loss for $600, $500. There's only so much rev you can get out of that. If you go nuts, if you buy a $1,000+ processor and a $1,000+ GPU, and you get like 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, if you get all this shit, man, you will have a monster of a fucking PC, man. You will have a monstrous machine that will last you not 6 or 7 years. It'll last you 10 or more years. Guys, the PC I have now, I've been using it for like 10 fucking years now, and I've just upgraded certain parts, and at this point, the motherboard is so fucking old, and the CPU is so fucking old, I'm like, shit, man, I might as well upgrade fucking everything at this point, because Doom Eternal is going to be fucking sick. Cyberpunk 2077, it's a first-person shooter, it's going to be fucking ill, dude. Like, bro, even just Modern Warfare in better fucking, like, 44 frames per second. This is something console people are not aware of yet. Like, they're still on this 4K 60. The real niggas in the hood are on that 4K 1440. That 4K 14. Is it 144? Is that what you're supposed to say? It's just a hard number to say. I'm going to go with 144. 4K 1440. That's my new life goal. My new life goal, guys. I already got a PC running games at 4K 14, 4K 144. Fuck, this is a hard number to say. It's a high fucking frame rate, okay? And to buy a Tesla Cybertruck. Those are my two life goals for the decade of 2020. I'm pretty sure the first goal can be solved within like 1-2 years. The second one, that might be a different story. But, and another thing that maybe if you still haven't jumped on the PC train, the modularity of PC means that I can do things like build a new PC and just switch my graphics card over, and then wait until another year or so when I get much more money to blow on like a beastly fucking PC graphics card. Like, all that is like, all of that stuff is why it's time, if you haven't already, to join the Master Race. You're gonna get all, like, let me just spell it out for you guys. Let me give you the big picture at the end that I want to get through to you guys. You build a beastly PC, it's gonna run games better than even the PS5 and the new Xbox, and definitely the Switch Pro. It's gonna fucking eat that shit alive. So you're gonna demolish all the consoles, first of all. Second of all, you're gonna have modularity. As computer hardware gets better, you'll be able to upgrade your hardware. As it gets better and better and better, you're gonna be able to improve it as you want to, on your schedule, how you feel like it. You might not want to upgrade your graphics card for 10 years, and then finally you'll want to. Or maybe you'll just want upgrade it in 5 years, whatever the case may be. The options are yours. You're no more bound by these consoles releasing an upgrade when they want to and selling it at the price they want to sell it to you to. You're unbound now. You're allowed to spend as much money on your gaming machine as you want, or as little. It's up to you now. You have that freedom that only PC can truly offer you. Secondly, just a lot of great first-person shooter games. Doom Eternal is going to whip ass. Halo Infinite is going to be sick. Cyberpunk 2077. And then we know that, like, Final Fantasy VII is going to come on PC eventually. We know that, like, possibly Ghost of Tsushima. There's going to be all kinds of games coming to PC. All the multiplats, first of all, are going to come on PC. Except the Nintendo. Well, no, that's Nintendo exclusive. That's a totally different thing. All the multiplats are going to come on PC, first of all. All the indie games are going to be on PC. Basically everything. You can play mouse and keyboard or gamepad. You can hook it up to your TV if you want. You can run multiple monitors if you want. You can hook up surround sound speakers if you want. You can hook up, like, you get freedom. That's my fucking point. You get complete and utter freedom. And if you buy a PlayStation 5 in 2020, I mean, I guess you're going to be able to play PS4 games in better quality, but really, there's no must-have software that I'm seeing so far from Sony. And again, keep in mind everything I'm saying is subject to change. Maybe Sony's going to announce the sickest fucking game ever for release in 2020 as a PS5 launch title, and all of a sudden I'll be digging through my wallet for the fucking change to get that PS5. Maybe I'll change my tune. Personally, I don't think the probability is high. For the Xbox bros, they're going to have Halo, and that's great. Enjoy that Halo. And presumably the accompanying Forza game that will go alongside that Halo Infinite. Me, personally, I'm going to be running that Halo Infinite on PC right alongside you guys, and probably getting a higher KD ratio than you guys. Just saying. The Switch is a real black box at this point. We don't know what the fuck's coming for the Switch in terms of software besides No More Heroes, Animal Crossing, and a couple games like that. Shin Megami Tensei 5, God willing, will come out in 2020. Yeah. Maybe I should say Lucifer willing in 2020. Shin Megami Tensei 5 will come out. Yeah, man. Not a lot else to say on this subject, man. Like, for me personally, I'm happy where I am with a PS4 and a Nintendo Switch. Then another thing, if you really want to, if you say there's a PS4 game coming out, now there's never been a better time to get a PS4 if you're not that into Sony games and you just kind of want to play them and just maybe sell the console later or something, or maybe just hold on to it as a machine for those games. But yeah, like, it's going to be really cheap now to get a PS4, especially with the PS5 on the horizon. The price is just going to go down. Same with the Switch, if the Switch Pro comes out. Same with the Xbox One. If you want those consoles, now's the best time to get them. And then why not just build a PC for the big boy games? You know what I'm saying, man? Anyways, I'm Mike Muhammad. I hope that I've managed to get some gears rolling in your head in terms of getting you to think about why now is the time to get a PC. Anyways, you guys take care. Have a great new year.